Mike.
Streaming on clickorlando.com and broadcasting live, you're watching News 6 at noon.
Now at noon, 2 counties, 2 students, both caught with guns. We're breaking down the very latest on a pair of incidents.
It's kind of disheartening to hear that there is going to be more rain this week, that from a 1-hour rainstorm did all of that damage.
Plus, with even more rain in the forecast, the emerging flooding concerns as some areas fight to stay above water. But we start with breaking news out of Brevard County. In the last 30 minutes, the trial for a mom accused of murder in the 2021 death of her 3-year-old has been declared a mistrial. Erica Dotson's trial started in mid-August. Prosecutors say Dotson's son was abused for weeks by her boyfriend, Josh Mans, leading up to the child's death, and they say Dotson failed to protect the 3-year-old. Mans will be tried separately at a later date. The judge sided with the defense motion that prosecutors should have disclosed to the defense a conversation they had with Mans in discovery. Our Brevard County community correspondent James Farvero is at the courthouse. He'll have full coverage of this breaking story on News 6 starting at 4 o'clock. Now back to our big story, the rain. This is a wild shot of those downpours off Daytona Beach this morning. This is time-lapse video, and you can see there the sun peeking through and the rain coming down on either side of that sun. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here. And Candace, we can expect elevated rain chances sticking around for at least the next few days.
Yeah, what a great time lapse that was. That was actually quite beautiful out there. Unfortunately, that pretty shot out over the open waters, that rain is going to continue to push inland, unfortunately, again this afternoon. And we're talking about a stalled out front that is going to continue to bring those slow moving downpours in the forecast. That's already starting up this morning. Will continue into the evening hours. Meteorologist Jonathan Kegas will be pinpointing that into the overnight. And you can see we could be adding an additional 2 to 4 inches of rainfall on top of already some big time flooding issues. Right now, the radar for the most part is relatively dry. That is something that we did expect to happen over the next hour or so, but we are already starting to see some scattered downpours approaching Port Orange, areas of New Smyrna down through Edgewater as well. This is the current setup, which once again will be fueling a decent shot for rain. Our coverage up to about a 70 to 90% chance. How much more rain can we expect? We'll be breaking everything down hour by hour, county by county, including a look at the weekend forecast in minutes.
Candace, thank you. And that persistent rain is causing flooding issues in Volusia County. Your Volusia County community correspondent Angie Casada is talking to one family who evacuated during Hurricane Milton, and now they're worried it will happen again.
Sarah Sweeney knows the sound of heavy rain means trouble. Living on Eddy Lane with her husband Mike and their 5 children, 2 of them with disabilities, the flooding has become unbearable.
I've never seen that before. We started putting everything up in the garage, and I was getting the kids prepared to leave, to evacuate. We came out and put this stick here to see, because the water kept coming closer and closer. Water was coming from over there. Wow. It was coming everywhere.
The Sweeney's fears became reality during Hurricane Milton, when floodwaters forced the family to be rescued from their home. It's a moment they never want their children to relive.
Yes, and the kids, oh my gosh, every time it rains, they freak out. But we try to stay calm, but it's scary for them.
It's definitely changed the way we live, and we're checking the weather reports like every day. And it's just, you kind of have this constant state of, like, you don't want to be worried about the future, but you do have a constant, like, it's always on your mind.
The flooding wasn't just isolated to the Sweeneys. Sleepy Hollow subdivision seen an immense amount of rain. Across Volusia County, a gymnastics center took on water. Streets in East Smyrna flooded. And on Brittany Avenue, cars nearly submerged.
Families like Sarah and Mike say that they're ready for more rain and still waiting for the city to provide a long-term solution. Reporting in Port Orange, I'm your Volusia County community correspondent, Angie Casava, News 6.
And remember, we want to see your weather pictures and videos. All you have to do is open your camera app, scan the QR code you see there on your screen right now, and click the link. You can also go to clickorlando.com/pins to upload your pictures and videos that way, and we may share them on TV. Developing right now, an early morning crash led to a shooting and the death of a teenage girl. This all happened near the Chase Bank off Sand Lake Road between OBT and the Turnpike in Orlando. This is video of the scene. It all happened just before 2:15 this morning. Deputies respond to reports of a vehicle crash with shots fired. That's when investigators found the 18-year-old woman who had been shot. She later died at the hospital. The investigation is ongoing, and as we learn more, we will keep you updated on our website, clickorlando.com. Guns on campus, it's a major issue here in Central Florida and across the country. Now, 2 students, one in Marion County and one in Flagler County, are facing charges for separate gun-related incidents. News 6's Mark Lehman is bringing us up to speed.
Both of these cases involved loaded firearms around other students. Law enforcement saying each could have ended in tragedy, but thankfully they were reported quickly. Ocala police releasing this image of a revolver they say was confiscated from a 9-year-old on a school bus that was heading to College Park Elementary. According to investigators, the firearm was taken from a relative's secured room without permission. Police say the 9-year-old admitted bringing the gun on the bus and showing it to others. He was then arrested on several charges. In Flagler County, 15-year-old Sean Goska was arrested for bringing a gun to Palm Coast High School. Deputies say another student reported he pointed a gun at them the day before and believed he brought the weapon to campus. Investigators say Goska eventually admitted to the incident, saying he was playing around. He was charged with aggravated assault and possession of a firearm. Now, following the arrest, Sheriff Rick Staley released a statement saying in part, if you bring a gun to school or point it at someone else, you will be arrested. It doesn't matter if you think you were just playing around. We will not tolerate this behavior, and a 15-year-old playing with a gun is a recipe for disaster. Staley went on to commend the students who spoke up and reported it to resource deputies. In both cases, law enforcement say the safety of children is their top priority, and all of this shows why staying vigilant and quickly reporting concerns is critical. Mark Lehman, News 6.
No rate raise in Sanford. That is the word from city leaders. It was a unanimous vote at last night's meeting to reject the controversial fire fee. That fee would have helped raise $2.1 million to fund the fire department, mainly for new equipment. Now the city will look for new ways to fund the fire department. Take a look at this picture. It's what the Delray Beach Pride intersection looks like right now. It comes just 1 week after city leaders came to Central Florida fighting to keep it. The city received an order to remove the crosswalk art yesterday, but overnight FDOT removed the intersection on its own. City leaders say FDOT disregarded good faith efforts to follow established procedures. Here's a live look at I-4 near the exit for Champions Gate. Traffic moving smoothly right now. It's an area that is soon expected to take on a very different look during the overnight hours. That's because work is continuing to ease traffic congestion in this area. It is one of Central Florida's busiest areas. Road closures begin this week as crews perform bridge work. It's all part of the Moving I-4 Forward project. Our Stephanie Rodriguez is talking to drivers about how they think this could help.
This is specifically part of the project's accelerated start phase, set to be completed by next year after the state smashed the gas on improving this part of I-4.
Through Thursday, FDOT will close eastbound Champions Gate Boulevard under I-4 from 11 p.m. to 5:30 a.m.
The closure is so crews can work on this bridge, which will allow them to continue pushing forward with the Accelerated Start project, focused on bringing relief to this part of I-4 as soon as possible.
Last April, 2 new congestion relief lanes opened between US 27 in Polk County and World Drive in Osceola County, 8 months ahead of schedule.
I-4 has gone a lot better since they put that new lane in, and the diverging diamond seems to be helping quite a bit.
And drivers have seen the difference.
Our times to Disney was like an hour, and it's cut to like maybe 30 minutes now, which is probably more normal.
That's the goal of the Accelerated Start phase of moving I-4 forward, to cut drive times in half.
I mean, it's definitely going a lot faster. I'm excited for the express lanes too, because I feel like that's going to help a lot.
Seeing the work expedited has some people even considering moving back to the area now that change is in sight.
Definitely, I will move back here. The traffic and stuff got changed, because this is the main thing to go. Haines City goes anywhere. So I would love that they build another alternative.
The Accelerated Start phase of the project is about adding pavement to get I-4 to the width necessary to be able to have up to 12 lanes between the general and express lanes. Reporting in Champions Gate, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
If you got a flag you'd like to hang on your house, that likely means you have a mount you need to mount on your house, or in this case, remount. It's a little tricky, but I'm going to show you how. I'm Eric Von Anken, the Handy Newsman, and we're getting results at home coming up.
Introducing the new $25 million Gold Rush Multiplier Scratch-Off from the Florida Lottery.
Tom,
Hi, Eric.
How are you? Eric Von Eyck and the Handy Newsman. Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's good to meet you.
With Destiny, of course.
Hi, Destiny.
I think I see what we're doing here, Tom.
Yeah.
You had a flagpole up there.
I did.
What happened?
Well, I left the flag up one day on a windy day.
Okay.
And it really got windy, and it just yanked this thing right off the wall with the flag on it.
Okay.
I haven't been able to get it back up there.
I see you're a Vietnam veteran. First of all, thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
Secondly, obviously, this is important to you.
It is.
I brought a drill. I brought some screws. We're going to see if we can get results for you.
That'd be a blessing.
So here's what's going on. That's where the mount used to sit on the house before it pulled out. You can see Tom patched the old holes, and he's going to touch up with some paint here. He's asked us now to remount it a little bit higher. So we're going to drill new holes and use new screws. The key to drilling in a concrete block is one of these, a hammer drill, because it hammers through the block, and a concrete drill bit. You can tell it's for concrete because it has these wing things on the end. Now we're going to pop in some new screws, but make sure you use concrete-specific screws. These are very popular. They're called Tapcons. And here's your house hack. The concrete drill bit you use should be slightly smaller than the screw, so the hole doesn't end up being too big and the screw still grabs. That ain't going anywhere. Tom, I got the mount up. Grab the flag for me, would you?
You bet.
Look at that.
That is gorgeous.
The proper way to respect our flag and our veterans.
It is. Thank you so much. Grateful beyond belief.
My pleasure, Tom.
Looks beautiful. All right, turning back to your forecast now. Here is a live look at the radar where some of us are seeing some heavy rain. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here. And Candace, we were dealing with those showers throughout the overnight hours as well, and some hefty rainfall totals.
Yeah, Julie, I mean, at the end of the day, we've racked up just overnight in some locations in Volusia County up to 2 inches, and that was all came down in about an hour or so. That's just tacking on to already what has been a very kind of soggy couple of days. So any rain that we do see could actually linger on the roadways and on the grounds a little longer just because the grounds are so saturated. You just saw that little thing there at the bottom of your screen. Don't forget the News 6 weather app is a great tool, very crucial as you're trying to kind of plan out the afternoon and evenings. You got after school practices and games or whatever the case may be after work, just making sure that you've got that handy, alert you when rain is approaching or even lightning as well. And there will be plenty of rain approaching you across Central Florida later on this afternoon. You can see radar sweeps going around, picking up just some scattered showers at this point in time. Models were picking up a little bit of that rain earlier in the afternoon, but we are looking more of a widespread threat of moving west to east throughout the afternoon. So you can see widespread tropical downpours both today and tomorrow, and that again is going to continue to keep that flooding threat a little higher than normal for this time of the year. But the good news is we'll be able to finally start drying things out late into the week, possibly a touch cooler. Not sweater weather just yet, but maybe a little more comfortable air come this weekend. So let's look here at the clouds and rain futurecast. Scattered showers will start up within the next hour or so. We're going to continue to see most of that rain and thunderstorm activity moving from west to east. Not as much rain in areas of Lake Marion and Sumter. Now you will get some heavy downpours, but I do see the flooding threat really focused along the eastern side, as that's where we will have those slow moving storms continuing to push from west to east. And then as we head into the overnight, rain chances will drop off a bit and then ramp up those rain chances by about 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. By Thursday and Friday, that's when things will start to turn more of a drier corner. Now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for your Tuesday.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency, you ought to call Strata.
Our highs today back into the upper 80s. Rain, cooled air, added cloud cover should keep temperatures below average. So let's kind of break down county by county, give you kind of an idea of what to expect. So afternoon, evening between about 2 and as late as about 9 o'clock, we will be dealing with some of those big time rainstorms here. Up to about 2 to 4 inches and some isolated amounts certainly will be possible. That's going to keep that high end threat for some flooding. A little further south, still staying kind of on the eastern side of things. This is early to late evening, maybe a little bit of a later start, 5 to 9 o'clock for Orange, Brevard, Osceola County, also racking up some significant rainfall like we have. And the rain chances are still high, but the flooding threat might be a little lower for you guys in Marion, Lake, and Sumter County, as we are going to continue to see kind of an earlier end to the rain and storms. So again, today and tomorrow is all going to be about that flood threat, but notice what happens as we head into the weekend. I put the fall leaves there. That might be a little extra, but we are going to start seeing the dry air come down. Notice these aren't temperatures, these are dew points, and the lower these numbers get, even further down into the 60s, the drier the air will feel, which could allow temperatures to actually get down into the 60s and 70s come early Sunday morning. So don't be surprised if you walk out and you go, well, that feels nice out there. What won't feel nice, though, is the next couple of days. That's still going to be kind of muggy, kind of rainy, so do expect to have that rain gear handy and that flooding potential still on the high side.
Gosh.
Okay, so that is definitely not a pet inside this Lee County family's home. Coming up, wild video of deputies trying to wrangle a boar that went right through someone's glass door. Here's a live look for you in Brevard County, where this is actually downtown Orlando, where we are seeing quite a bit of cloud cover and some showers. You're watching News 6 at noon. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Gosh.
Right? That's a big, mean, big feral animal.
Just came through, busting through the back door?
Okay, that is video out of Lee County. That's when deputies responded to a wild boar who burst through a sliding glass door and right into a home where he appeared to stare down the homeowner in the living room. We also hear he attacked the homeowner's dog. The boar actually went after deputies who were trying to wrangle it and get it to calm down. But eventually the boar was able to make a break for it and got away. The good news here, no one was hurt. And that thing was about 300 pounds. SpaceX targeting just after 8 o'clock tonight to launch a group of satellites for Indonesia from the Space Coast. The mission was scrubbed yesterday because of weather. We'll bring it to you on clickorlando.com if it happens. Take a break from those summer reruns and try out the all-new primetime schedule on News 6 Plus. Matt and Ginger have a new take on the day's news on News 6 tonight. That's at 9. Then go in depth as we track the tropics and answer your weather questions with meteorologist Jonathan Kagas at 9:30. Then watch the late news an hour earlier. It is all tonight on News 6 Plus. Download our streaming app for free. Search WKMG in your smart TV's app store. It's also available on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.
All right, so look at the next 7 days. Rain chances will stay pretty high, guys. We're still talking about the potential for some slow-moving downpours, and that will continue, unfortunately, until about Wednesday. So if you do live in kind of those flood-prone areas, just making sure you're kind of staying extra weather aware. The good news is the conditions are expected to improve just in time for the weekend.
Perfect timing with that.
I know.
All right, thanks, Candace. Switch over right now to the News 6 Plus streaming app or clickorlando.com to watch News 6 Extra. Our next newscast is at 4. Have a great day.